winner right on the spot. The fun keeps building with Fast Cash, only from the Michigan Lottery. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
The Paul W. Smith Show, News Talk 760, WJR.
Let's see. I've checked it. I've checked it 2 or 3 times. Yeah, there's no question about it. Because I would never want to get this wrong. But yeah, I'm certain. It's Friday!
Yay!
Ooh. You can say that again.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It is Friday, February 19th, the 50th day of 2021. There are 315 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift, including this Friday, an especially satisfying gift with the team. Charlie and his angels are here. Somebody pointed out in an email to me saying, you are the only guy in the team. And I hadn't really thought about that. I mean, I did at first, but it hasn't even occurred to me. Thank you for not holding it against me. Oh, that reminds me of all the really childish lines in the old days, but we can't even make those jokes anymore. By not holding it against me. I'm not going there. I'm just saying it reminds me of all the childish little jokes that we can't make anymore. And so, therefore, because I really need this job, I won't. But speaking of that, here's Marie Osborne, who just finished the news. I trust that all is well. We wake up, the world is still here. Correct?
We're limping along pretty well on this Friday.
Oh, great. Well, our friends in Texas are still limping along.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. Exactly.
Yeah, we
problems there.
Send them our thoughts and prayers because they're in the barrel right now. Dana Clark is here with traffic and weather, and we did a nice new restaurant review. I saw there's a name for it now. What did I do with that piece of paper? Yes. Oh, what did I do with that?
Where'd that come from?
I just saw it in an email. In fact, I'm supposed to mention this contest today. What did I? Well, I put these things together foolishly so late at night that I can't even remember. It's here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. It's I can't find it right now. So Anne will tell me when will tell me when I need to know what it's called. But there is a new restaurant to review. It's I can't even fake the name right now because I can't remember what it is. Brian Morton is in the control room back in the Golden Tower, pressing all the hopefully right buttons, Brian, and that should be good. Get us on. Kim alongside, helping out as she always does, and our executive producer running the show by the clock because the first 45 minutes or so of the show is on camera, as well as 760 on the AM dial, WJR.com, or our WJR Facebook page. Our executive producer, Ann Thomas. Good morning, Ann.
Well, good morning, Deb. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. And today, I meant to say, Dana, we do have not a food special, but it's, of course, a movie special, because we'll talk about some movies that we have looked at, or you guys have, and will tell us all about what might be worth spending our time watching.
And we also have a Facebook contest today that goes along with that movie, so you'll want to be listening at 8:18.
Yeah, and we have free access to see the online premiere of how do you say the name of the movie? Mauritanian. Mm-hmm. That's the contest that she's talking about. We'll give you some further details on that on this very special chocolate mint day. Every day has
Good
something
day.
going on special. So today is Chocolate Mint Day. We'll talk about that now, 5:42 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
It's a new year, but for kids in poverty around the world, things are still desperate. Join Compassion with your one-time $40 gift to provide a COVID relief kit to a family in poverty. Text the word GIVE to 83393. That's GIVE to 83393.
And we have our WJR traffic and weather. First, we started off with Miss Dana Clark.
It was a little tricky yesterday morning. We are hoping for a better ride this Friday, but starting off with a couple of accidents. Traffic first sponsored by Gordon Chevrolet. Gordon Chevrolet, where buying a car is fun, fast, and friendly. No advertising, fake lowball prices, just great service, great pricing. Come home to Gordon Chevrolet on Ford Road, just west of Merriman in Garden City. GordonChevrolet.com. Gordon Chevrolet, find new roads. Accident along 94 eastbound at Belleville. That is clear, but westbound 94 after 8 Mile. Accident blocking the left and right lane. Traffic getting by in that center lane only. Also along 94 westbound right before Division Road. Accident is blocking both shoulders. Still slippery out there, so take your time. Now, WJR Weather first from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Primetime Testing Laboratory. For over 20 years, they have been offering complete automotive testing services, guaranteeing on-time delivery and accurate result reporting to OEMs, Tier 1 and Tier 2 suppliers for your next automotive project. Get a free quote at PrimetimeTestingLab.com. That's PrimetimeTestingLab.com.
You see some flurry snow showers around as we head through this morning and into the afternoon. Could see it dusting up to an inch in some spots, 26 degrees. Snow showers early tonight, and overnight low 15. Tomorrow, some early morning sun, then mostly cloudy, 27. Dry Saturday, maybe a little more snow on Sunday. From a Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stagik on News Talk 760 WJR.
We're having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave. We're starting off at 19 degrees. Congratulations to us all. Seems like only yesterday it was 18. We have, I don't know what we're playing in the morning now for these pieces where we had our friend Rush Limbaugh.
We are going to continue to play Rush Limbaugh.
So we have we knew that he stockpiled them for us, especially during his illness, because he had a lot of them that he put together. So let's enjoy what we can enjoy much longer, I guess, but we still can enjoy a little thought here from our dearly departed friend Rush Limbaugh.
Berkeley, California has done it again. Last week, the city council approved an ordinance that'll require local marijuana dispensaries to give away pot to poor people who claim to need it. Now, there are 3 marijuana dispensaries in Berkeley. A 4th is to be opened soon. The new law will require that they share the wealth. 2% of the product will have to be given away each year, and it cannot be bottom quality weed. The medical cannabis provided must be the same quality on average as the pot dispensed to other members, so says the law. So who can get the free pot? Well, you have to live in Berkeley, but you don't need Berkeley address. You can be homeless. Now, in order to get your gift of pot, you must be poor enough to be exempt from local taxes and fees. Right now, if you make less than $32,000 a year, or if you are a family of 4 with an income of $46,000 a year, you're in. You're considered poor. You qualify for free pot. So let me make a couple suggestions. If you're homeless, why not get together with 3 other homeless people, call yourselves a family? It's California, after all. Qualify for the free weed. Why not? Surely Berkeley libs won't question your redefined family. And finally, all you poor people in colder areas, Chicago, Detroit, New York, Philly, they're giving away free pot in California. It's in Berkeley. Time for real climate change. Move to Berkeley now.
Rush Limbaugh, noon to 3 today, right here on WJR.
Oh, Rush. Here I found it, and it wasn't a promo sheet I was looking for, which is what I was looking for. Dana, our new feature on Thursdays is called Around Town with Marygrove.
Oh, okay.
Around Town with Marygrove.
And where did that come from, Doug?
Where does everything come from? You remember, Ann, You and I were driving around town and we saw a billboard. One of the very few times this program has had a billboard. I mentioned that the morning show before us had about 25 billboards around town at all times. Be that as it may, we had one or two billboards in the last 25 years. And the billboard said, Paul W. Smith means business. And we went to our boss and said, what does that mean? Paul W. Smith means business. Oh, well, we want you to really feature business, really be business oriented. I went, okay. That was an interesting way to find out that we were featuring business by seeing it on a billboard and finding out with all of our other listeners at the same time. So now in this commercial that I must record after the show, it says that we've started a new feature on Thursdays called Around Town with Mary Grove, which will highlight a restaurant every Thursday morning. So now we know the rest of the story. And that's good because I love Mike Fallahy, and we've talked about that for years, about how Mary Grove Awning has actually helped expand
it's a good
the
story.
usable space for restaurants. It was never as important as it is now, or has been during this pandemic. So we've just we put a name on that idea, and there we are.
Can I say hi to one of our Paul's peeps? And her name just popped up, and she grew up across the street from me.
Of course.
Oh yes, and I'm glad you used the. Kim properly said Paul's Peeps earlier, and I went, Paul's Peeps? What? She said, remember going into Easter instead of, Paul's Pals is now Paul's Peeps. So Marie, regale us with your neighborhood story.
Oh, well, there's no neighborhood story other than I love Kim and I loved her family, and she had a wonderful mother and a wonderful father. We grew up in a great neighborhood in Warren. So hi, Kim. Morning. Hope the fam's good. She's been a long time listener of yours, Paul.
Well, thank you.
Not of me, of you. So,
well, of you too, and thank you, former neighbor Kim, for letting us know about that. And
we like your name, Kim.
and Stephanie is asking the question: is the segment sponsored by Mary Grove Awnings? Yes.
Right
yes,
on.
that Thursday. That's absolutely right.
You're hearing the Paul W. Smith Show. News Talk 760. WJR.
And Patrick is saying happy Friday. Yay, Friday. And that's really what it is. There you go. On February 19th. I don't know. Is it just me, or is February rather speeding along?
Speeding.
It is. Speeding. That's okay, though.
That's good.
That's good.
I think we're
We're going to
blasting.
get to April.
It's a shorter month anyway.
We want to get through February and get to April, so the snow might start to melt.
And
all right.
February is a shorter month anyhow. So
That's right.
That's good.
And we'll bear that in mind here on this shortened month. I will tell you that Chocolate Mint Day celebrates anything and everything that is chocolate mint flavored. I have to tell you, as a rule, I like chocolate mint. And two things I thought of right away: the peppermint patty, which we just had a peppermint patty day not long ago. I also found out that my lovely wife was not a big fan of peppermint patties. She likes chocolate and she likes peppermint, but for whatever reason, the peppermint patty was not a favorite. Now, I will say this: when you bite into a peppermint patty, it's the thin layer of chocolate. It's not exactly overwhelming chocolate. It's overwhelming peppermint, but I like them both. But you know what else I thought of right away, and I have not had in forever, is chocolate mint cocoa.
Oh,
does anyone remember that?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't remember why I had it, and B, I don't remember why I haven't had it again. But it just, for whatever reason, must be a childhood memory. A chocolate minty cocoa.
That sounds good.
A
Nice cold morning. That sounds good.
Yeah, I think it does. The most common chocolate mint treats are what would you list? One of the
Girl
most.
Scout cookies. Hello.
That's a good one.
That's my favorite.
Ice cream.
Ice cream is number one. Chocolate mint ice cream. And I can't say that I'm a fan of mint ice cream with chunks of chocolate in it.
I am.
Are you?
Me too. Yes.
I don't know
but
why.
The barrister was with you. He does not care for that at all.
I don't know why. I like chocolate. I like mint. I'm not sure I like that combination. I love this. I was looking for this. This is Holiday Insights, and I think Kim sent this along to me, and I had not seen it in this format with one of these special days, because every day holds some kind of special connotation. But this one has a quote from Dale Carnegie. First of all, the whole Dale Carnegie thing is he was a genius, obviously, and how to win friends and influence people and all of that. Ralph Nichols will always be thought of as Mr. Dale Carnegie for us, Ralph Nichols, in the Detroit area. I'm sure there are people that have taken over for him in that, but here's the quote. Feeling sorry for yourself and your current condition is not only a waste of energy, but the worst habit you could possibly have. Pretty good.
I agree with that.
Feeling sorry for yourself.
Right?
What was that? Who said what?
No, but we're all agreeing with that.
Oh, 100%. I got you.
100%.
100%. Feeling sorry for yourself and your current condition is not only a waste of energy, but the worst habit you could possibly have. Dale Carnegie had a bunch of gems there. Words to live by. Anybody got anything going on they want to make sure we know about this morning?
Well, on that topic, one of our sons was in first grade. He came home and told us about how his classmate had just spent the whole day crying. She wasn't happy to be in school. And I said, well, Robert, why do you think that is? And he goes, oh, I don't know. She was feeling sorry for her own self. Since that time, to this day, when we encounter someone who's just like that, we'll say, oh, they're obviously feeling sorry for their own self.
Yeah, it's cute.
So, it was so cute because obviously he thought about that. Why was that person doing that?
Yeah.
That's the truth.
They say the cutest things.
Hey, I want to make sure I mention this. Maybe I'll mention it a few times because he's that important to us, has been. On this February 19th, we say happy birthday to Keith Crane. I've kind of referred to him as the patriarch of the automotive industry press. Of course, from Crane's Detroit Business and Automotive News and all of that. Keith Crane is 80 today, which is certainly, if we all make 80, it's cause for celebration. At first, I asked the gang off air, do you think it's okay to say his age? You should be proud when you turn 80.
Yes.
And Keith Crane, for years, even before we got around here for this show, was the guide to the international auto shows. And remember, Ann, we'd wait for Keith, and he'd come up to the booth, and we knew everything was as it should be, whether we were in China or Germany or Geneva or Japan or whatever auto show we were attending. We knew Keith Crane would be there and help us along the way. So, Keith, we can never thank you enough. I can never thank you enough for inviting me to those special automotive news dinners from around the world. I was the only non-Cranes guy who happened to be in the press or in the business, happened to be here at the radio station at WJR. Nobody else from any of the Detroit outlets, newspaper, television, or radio were invited, and I was invited, and I took that as a high honor. And I thank him every time, and thanked him back then. And he would say, kidding around, well, I needed somebody sitting near me who spoke English. So, I think he was kidding.
Yes, the Dean of Auto Reporters.
That's right, the Dean of Auto Reporters. It's, by the way, Chelsea's own, Michigan's own, Jeff Daniels is celebrating his birthday. He is not 80 today. It is 5:57 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
It's a new year, but for kids in poverty around the world, things are still desperate. Join Compassion with your one-time $40 gift to provide a COVID relief kit to a family in poverty. Text the word GIVE to 83393. That's GIVE to 83393.
And we're checking our WJR Traffic and Weather first. Miss Dana Clark.
Traffic First sponsored by Window World. Call Window World 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW for your window, door, or siding project. Take advantage of 0% financing for 60 months. Window World is America's largest exterior replacement remodeler. Call 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW or visit windowworlddetroit.com for a free in-home or virtual quote. A few things happening along 94. First, westbound after 8 Mile. This is in St. Clair Shores. Accident blocking the left and right lane, getting by in that center lane only, slow from 9 Mile. Also in St. Clair, 94 westbound at Wadhams, accident on the left shoulder. And 94 westbound before Division Road, accident is blocking both shoulders. 75 southbound between Dix Highway and North Line, accident has a left lane blocked. Now, WJR Weather first from the Weather Channel, sponsored by the National Electrical Contractors Association, NECA. Put the expertise and skill of NECA signatory contractors to work on your commercial, public, industrial, or residential construction project. NECA contractors like J&J Electrical are powering Michigan's future project after project, on time and on budget. Learn more at smcneca.org. We are starting off cloudy skies, 20 degrees. It's going to be the warmest day in the past 2 weeks, so we are moving in the right direction. Mix of clouds and sun this morning. A few flurries or snow showers this afternoon, a high of 28 tonight, mostly cloudy, down to 13. For the weekend, clouds and sun on Saturday and Sunday, a high of 27 on Saturday, up to 32 on Sunday. Cloudy, 20 degrees. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News with Marie Osborne in about 2 minutes.
You know, back to this is where the folks that are Paul's peeps, formerly known as Paul's Pals, but as we head into Easter, taking your suggestion, Ann and I and Kim and Ed Barrister Battersby, had the opportunity to go backstage on Broadway to Kill a Mockingbird, where our own Jeff Daniels was starring in, and Ann will agree, I'm sure, and anybody who saw it, he did a marvelous job.
The best.
He's a fabulous actor, and
He's really good.
That was an excellent role to take on. But while we were backstage, people came by. In fact, I just sent Ann some pictures because they pop up on my. They pop up
every time they pop up. You send them to me.
Well, I'm sorry, but
that's okay.
A great picture that I was able to take of you and Ed with Jimmy Fallon.
Right. Yeah.
Of course, pictures with Jeff. But while we were visiting with Jeff and congratulating him backstage, in walks Jimmy Fallon, who I think Ann will agree is exactly the way he is on television. And he couldn't have been warmer and nicer.
Great guy. Yeah. We invited him to Detroit.
Yes, that night. And I always regret that I didn't say, hey, could I have your cell phone just so, you know?
No, I know.
I used to do that a lot faster and easier than I do now. But we also met Glenn Close, who was a little opposite of what Jimmy Fallon was. And then we met, and Brian will help me with this because he had to help me with it last time, because this guy is well known with some of the Brian movies that he's liked. We met the grandson of Gregory Peck.
I think what's his name? Peter?
Brian knows, he'll tell us, but and I thought it was quite the honor for the grandson of Gregory Peck, who was in our original, I'll call it, To Kill a Mockingbird. He came back to say what a great job Jeff Daniels did as Atticus Finch. And he was speaking from, a historical standpoint that his grandfather had that role and had done it.
His name is Ethan.
Ethan sounds right.
Because it says he's an American actor, grandson of actor Gregory Peck and his first wife, Ethan Peck.
All right,
that's who that
good.
was.
I wonder if Brian can't write to me because they have all these other messages up here. I'm on private chat, and I've got something that airdropped to me from Sophie. I don't want to decline that, so I'm afraid if I accept it, it's going to come up and take over my screen, which I don't want to have happen. Oh, that was from you? I can get rid of that. Okay, because it's something I probably already have. All right. Well, so anyway, I still don't see anything from Brian, so it's just not happening.
Yeah.
But anyway, remember it was Brian that helped us with that.
The actor's grandfather, Gregory Peck, was in To Kill a Mockingbird. So it's Ethan Peck, and he's quite an actor in his own right.
Yeah, he's done some big shows, as I say.
A lot of
By
stuff.
the way, speaking of Brian Morton, he is going. I saw him on again. I don't know, it was his Instagram, one of those. I only traffic in Instagram, basically. And it said badmovieguy.com, which is what Brian used to go by, apparently posted something as badmovieguy.com. Maybe he's always kept the name, the nom de plume. But Brian said he walked 4 miles yesterday morning at 7 o'clock. So apparently while I was doing the show, he left the picture and walked 4 miles and got back. And I never knew it.
He also ate one of those Mars donuts.
Yes, I was so jealous.
Ate one of what?
From Krispy Kreme.
Oh, he had one of the Krispy Kreme Mars.
Yeah, he must live by a Krispy Kreme.
Filled with chocolate and had little funny things on the out of it to look like the surface of Mars.
Yeah, it looked good, actually. It looked pretty tasty.
Yeah, it did look good. But Krispy Kreme has done a tremendous job with... I haven't been in a Krispy Kreme store in a long time. And their donut, their signature donut is the glazed donut. But they have the other donuts, right? They must have other flavors.
Oh, they have a lot of flavors.
Okay.
I don't know of one.
I don't remember ever having
the closest one is in Troy. That's the thing. Where Oakland Mall used to be. That's the only one.
Oh boy, that's crazy.
What about over by Paul? Is there one by Paul?
I don't remember seeing one. Oh, Kim just sent me the pictures. There's Kim and I with Jeff Daniels. There is the grandson. Glenn Close would speak with him. You can take that any way you want to, but I'm just saying.
Gotcha.
The only conversation in the room that Glenn Close would have was with Jeff Daniels and with the grandson of Gregory Peck.
Because they're actors.
Apparently.
Well, wait a minute, though. Let's just think of Glenn Close. Wasn't she in 101 Dalmatians?
Yes, Cruella DeVille.
Apparently it was typecasting. It was typecasting.
I'm just connecting that she was in 101 Dalmatians and she played Cruella DeVille.
Yeah, and that movie with Anne Hathaway, Devil Wears Prada.
Yes, that's right. She played in that too.
Oh my goodness.
She's a talented actress.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she is. Everybody is saying happy Friday, happy Friday.
You know what I'm amazed about is the outcry against Ted Cruz for going to Cancun.
There should be.
No, folks, don't get us started talking about
don't go there.
It's all politics. You can't have that kind of reaction to Ted Cruz and not have a similar reaction in the media to Andrew Cuomo.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, no.
You're right.
Perfect example of the media bias that we live in.
Do you think Andrew Cuomo's not getting publicity?
And we take the kind of coverage on Ted Cruz leaving his home with no power, no electricity, and escaping to Cancun with his daughter. And by the way, flying right back after he gets her there safely. I don't like the idea of Sophie flying alone, but be that as it may, that's one story. And then there is the Governor Cuomo story. And the mainstream media is killing Ted Cruz. And the governor of New York has killed people in not getting that kind of story.
Actually, Paul, on the Ted Cruz story, I would not have been a good advisor to him on that because I understand why they left their house. And so I totally get why they left the house. So I'm not a good judge of that.
No,
In fact, I look back at myself and think, wow. But on the Cuomo story, just to be fair, he is getting
he's getting
Paul W. Smith Show, News Talk 760, WJR.
Good Friday morning to you. It is the 19th of February, the 50th day of 2021. There are 315 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift, and this one's a good gift. It is Friday. It's not 3 degrees or 1 degree or 4 below. It's 19 degrees, and I heard Dana earlier in her weathercasts even mention that there's actually going to be a freezing day, and here we are again celebrating and looking forward to 32 degrees, which is coming up in the days ahead. Marie Osborne just finished WJR News. She came back and is with us, so I'm assuming all is okay in the world. I'm not saying it's right or great, but she's able to be here and talk with us, so I'm going to say everything's okay in the world. Dana Clark is standing by for traffic weather information. We talk about movies on Fridays, so we will do that with Greg Russell a little bit later. And that one, by the way, what time will that be? Because that's on camera as well. That's
8:18.
8:18. We go back on our StreamYard and on WJR.com and also our WJR Facebook page, and you'd be able to see us again at 8:18 with that. To Brian Morton, badmovieguy.com, in the booth running the controls, or is out on a 4-mile walk, and we think everything's so automated now, maybe we're all running the controls from our home. I don't really know for sure. Kim alongside helping out. I appreciate it. And of course, our executive producer running the show by the clock, the grandfather clock, Ann Thomas. Good morning, Ann.
Good morning, Dub. Happy Friday.
We were just starting to have a free-for-all on the Ted Cruz story of him running off to Cancun. His daughter wanted to go to Cancun, flew with there, and then apparently flew back. I don't know if he was always planning on flying or just because of the uproar flew back, but Ann said she wouldn't be a good judge of that or advisor because she understood why you want to leave your home if it's without power and you have the chance to say, well, let's skedaddle. And he did. And of course, they're roasting him in the mainstream media because he's a Republican. And some of those same people still haven't said a word about Andrew Cuomo, Governor Cuomo, killing people in New York. In New York, they are. But in mostly
fairness,
the New York Post.
But in fairness, he's getting it. He's getting it from CNN. He's getting it from all Democrats. He's got a big problem.
Yeah,
He's a liar. He's a liar. But that went on
getting a lot of
for weeks. That just came up where they start, because you know why? Even the mainstream media has to have a conscience, or they say, boy, we can't ignore this story anymore. Because the New York Post has been lambasting him for this information that's been revealed, where they lied about the numbers. And that went on for weeks. But now it's gotten to be too big a story, and they're having to report it, and they are. But be that as it may, a couple of notes here. I almost put this in. I was finishing my column on Rush, which should be in today's Detroit News. I don't have the paper here. When I was finishing up my column on Rush that they asked me to do for today's paper rather than for Monday, a thing flashed on my phone that former United States Senator Bob Dole, now diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, the same thing that Rush told us he was diagnosed with almost a year ago. It was February of last year that he first told us that he had just found out that he was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. I fear that at 97, sadly, former Senator Dole is not going to last a year.
What is very notable about that announcement that came yesterday is that, I mean, it was announced on Twitter, as most things are these days, and in the Dole statement, and I just thought this was indicative of his generation. It said, it made the announcement. He was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. His treatment would start on Monday, and that, like millions of Americans, he was now facing a serious health challenge.
His quote?
Yes. In other words, just saying, okay, so now I find myself, but I'm just like so many other people. I just thought that was so dignified of him to say it in that way.
That's what he said. While I certainly have some hurdles ahead, I also know that I join millions of Americans who face significant health challenges of their own. You're right, Marie. That's a certain generation that we have called the greatest generation.
Real leadership, real character, depth of character to find yourself in that kind of situation, but to say it in that way. I was so impressed by that.
Very impressive. And the question that I had at the moment then was, I think his wife, Elizabeth Dole, who did have her own great career and involvement in government and other areas, I have not heard or seen anything from her in a long while.
They showed a picture of her yesterday with him. I don't know how old that picture was. It looked like it was fairly recent.
She's 84.
Yeah,
she's 84.
Rule of 84, yes.
Beautiful woman also. And
yeah, strong. Yep. Very, very nice. God bless them, and we wish them well, as we wish anybody within the sound of my voice who are facing some catastrophic illnesses. As we go each day, certainly medicine is coming along, and slowly but surely we're going to conquer some of these things, but sadly not soon enough for many, many people who are suffering right now. We didn't get a chance to talk about it, but that things are changing. I always joke about when I was filling my car up with gas, someone came out from the gas station and tried to give me a flu shot. Well, it's now come to this. Costco has started administering the COVID-19 vaccine at some places in the country. There's no word on if you had to buy 100 of them at a time, but I think it's probably,
or had to have a membership, right? You probably have to have a membership.
A membership before you.
You're going to ask for your receipt on the way out.
Right.
You have to show them,
which they never look
show
at.
them your arm, and I love that when they ask for that receipt,
right?
And then they look at it very like they're really studying it, and then they take a yellow line and they put a marker through it, and I'm going, really? What really did you see? I mean, you could not have counted every item in my cart.
No.
You can't even see the stuff that's underneath there. It's always fascinating. All right, speaking of fascinating, it's 6:14. I'll bid you a fond adieu until we come back online, that is, a little later with our movie show plus. But we've got WJR Traffic and Weather first coming up with Dana Clark.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
It's a new year, but for kids in poverty around the world, things are still desperate. Join Compassion with your one-time $40 gift to provide a COVID relief kit to a family in poverty. Text the word GIVE to 83393. That's GIVE to 83393.
And Dana is indeed here with our WJR Traffic and Weather first. Dana?
And we do have that earlier accident, 94 westbound at Wadhams, and that is clear. 94 westbound after 8 Mile accident blocking that right lane, a slow ride from at least 9 Mile. And an accident along 75 southbound between Dix Highway and North Line Road, that left lane is blocked. Now, WJR Weather first from the Weather Channel.
We'll continue to crank out some snow showers with clouds in as we head on through the daytime hours today. Could be around an inch of snowfall, so some slick travel expected at spots, 26. Snow showers early tonight, a little colder, 15. Suburbs even colder. Becoming cloudy tomorrow, 27. We have some snow showers over the weekend, too. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stajic out News Talk 760 WJR.